Welcome to Morgan State University. Founded in 1867, we are Maryland's public urban university, and we're one of 4 historically black colleges, HBCUs, in the state of Maryland, and we are the largest. Morgan has about 8,000 students. 6,500 of those students are undergraduate students. Our students are still primarily African American, 81% of our students. Our students are more than half low income, Pell eligible students. Our students are 2/3 in need of remediation and development. And just about 70% of our students are first generation students. So we know that our students need the best academic advisement, especially in their first year. What type of academic advisement am I talking about? Intrusive, invasive, engaging, effective advisement that would be consistent, especially in that first year of college, and then transition you through to your second, third, and fourth years until graduation. So I want you to go with me on our journey for our turning point at Morgan State University in creating this new advisement model. Where did it all begin? Well, let's go back. Let's go back and talk about how we got from hot mess to student success. What was advising looking like? Because when I became the director of this new office, I had some concerns from what I had seen. What advising was pretty much very simple. When students got back their placement test results, they were given a 1-page list of all of the academic departments, which we have about 37 undergraduate departments, and those departments were listed with their campus location and a phone number. And guess what we did? The counseling center would tell them, go get advised. That's right, you're a new student, you're a freshman, here's a list, and you go find some advisement. Get at it. Go get that advisement.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I have your test results, so you're just going to go to your departments and get advisement.
Go to your departments, test results. Thank you. Thank you.
Are we supposed to go this way?
I think no. I think it's that. I think it's that building here.
No, we just came from there.
Wait.
No, we were just there.
Mine says Jenkins. Isn't that Jenkins right there or no?
I think
No, this is it. Like, wait, where's Carnegie?
That one is
Oh,
Jenkins,
it's
but
it.
then where's Panic?
I think.
Wait, but I just excuse me.
Oh my God.
What could we do to improve this advisement for our critical, very important, brand new students to the university? Well, we had our first bright idea, and this was the major first turning point. This is where we had our epiphany, we had our awakening. What we were going to do, you ready for this? We were going to incentivize academic advisement for faculty and give them separate contracts to advise students in the month of July. Money. That's right. We were going to pay our faculty to come in and be ready to advise students in the summer. What could go wrong? Faculty and money. It seems like a perfect marriage. And the students would be the beneficiaries of this new model. Well, I'm sorry to report, this was our first major epic fail. It did not go well. Let me tell you why. And this was in the summer of 2006, just 10 years ago. We had faculty who volunteered. We solicited volunteers from the 37 departments to sign up for this contract to earn money, additional summer money, for advising new freshmen. First of all, it was self-selection. Any faculty member could volunteer. Secondly, we didn't have a way to ensure that there was equal coverage across the academic departments. And here's the main thing. So this time when the students arrived on campus in 2006, and yes, they were given a list of academic departments, campus locations, and phone numbers, we were confident, at least initially, that when they got there, someone would be there to advise the students.
Excuse me. You know where we can find Mr. Brown? I think he's our faculty advisor. I'm sorry, Mr. Brown's not even here today. And I haven't even seen him all summer. Maybe you should try back later?
Well, we had no way of managing this process. Because faculty had volunteered with their chairpersons and their deans, we never really had a list in advance of who was going to be advising students. And on the administrative side of things, this was a nightmare. Hi, good afternoon, may I help you?
Good afternoon. I'm here to inquire about my summer contract for advising.
Okay, have you talked to your chairperson about that yet? And when did you sign it?
I spoke with him and it was last summer.
All right then, usually when the contract is made up, then they send it over to the provost's office. Have you gotten in contact with them yet?
No, I haven't. The second, in the chain, the second is the dean's office.
What we learned is we needed accountability, we needed management, we needed structure. Well, I had this new office, and my staff, I had at least 10 people who would be available to advise in the summer, so I volunteered. I signed up the Office of Student Retention to advise these students ourselves. Well, what could go wrong? They work for me. I know they know the catalog, they're available, they work during the summers, everything was going to be A-OK. Well, we went into our next summer for orientation and academic advisement with our new AccuPlacer testing tool. We no longer had our test books and our number 2 pencils, we had an adaptive online placement testing tool, and now we're going to send them to the Office of Student Success to get excellent, intrusive, invasive advising. Well, that didn't work out as we had hoped either. So we're on fail number 2. The second failure was that we hadn't planned to have the courses available for students. That's right. So I had 10 advisors who were ready to advise students, but they didn't have the courses. One of the things that was happening is our freshman class has been growing. Over a decade, we've gone from having 500 or 600 freshmen in the summer to 700 or 800 freshmen into the summer, and now we have more than 1,000 students in the summer. We simply didn't have the course availability. So what would happen is, although the students now were being sent to a person that I trusted and was trained to advise students and available, they had a line of students waiting because we all know one single advising appointment can take 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 35 minutes to build a schedule from a list of freshman courses. So while we did advise the students, it wasn't ideal because students were lined up waiting for my 10 advisors to sit down with them on a one-on-one basis, individually, and make up a class schedule. This ran for a whole day and it still wasn't the best version. So we went back to the drawing board. We had another meeting. Let me tell you, we were determined not to give up. We were not going to give up. We knew we could come up with an advising model that would be in the best interest of the students with the existing resources that we had. What we said is, let's look at course availability and try to come up with some block schedules, basic blocks. Well, it still didn't go as we had hoped. It still didn't go as we had planned because we didn't have enough block schedules. We ran out of block schedules in the first week of orientation.
Mr. Brown?
Hey, Mr. Brown, it's Miss Martin. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. However, we're having an issue over here. So going through the block schedules, and I think we've run out of all schedules for all the students over here.
Actually running out of block schedules over here too.
Really?
Actually about to call back
Okay.
and find out what's going on.
Okay, well, when you talk to Dr. Mfume, let me know what you find out, okay?
Sure will. Have a good one.
Let's keep it real. That meant that the next 2 or 3 weeks of orientation, we were back where we started, with students waiting in a line to get one-on-one individual advisement. So there's another step that we wanted to take. So we went back and we looked at it. How can we keep students engaged with the advisement process even after they meet us in the summer? Well, there were several turning points here as well. We tried using an alternate pin for every student at the university. All this did was create one more runaround, one more hoop for students to jump through to be able to register. So we did that for one semester, and then the next year we decided to just use alternate pins for freshmen.
Good afternoon, Morgan State University. Mr. Patterson speaking.
Hello, is this Mr. Patterson?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Mr. Patterson. I'm a sociology major, and I'm over in the sociology department, and they explained to me that I needed an alternate pen, and they had directed me over to you to see if you could help me with that.
Okay, and who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Etta Jones.
Okay, Ms. Jones. And you said that your department instructed you to get in contact with me about an alternate pen?
Yes, sir, they did.
We were off to a great start. We started our first year advising model in 2014. This was the major final turning point from hot mess to student success at Morgan State University. We went into the summer of 2014 with advisement in the summer for new students and freshmen that included block scheduling for every student, customized based on their placement test scores and their major department curriculum. Then we transitioned them to their first year advisor, who would also be one of the same professional staff. And we put holds on these students, a hard hold, to prevent them from doing anything without having to speak with their advisor. And what we had learned from our fails and challenges of the past is you can have a hold or an alternate pin on a student as long as you have someone who is accountable, who is available, and who has transparency in how they manage that student throughout the year. We could guarantee that our staff would be accountable, available, and would keep transparent records throughout the year. And here's the best part. Then we added the technology Starfish Retention Solutions. Starfish is a comprehensive tool that assists universities with advisement, early alerts, and scheduling of student appointments. What we came up with is our own individual protocol for all first-year advisors to come away from all the paper. I mean, we had paper, stacks of paper, mounds of paper. We had those forms, you know, the yellow, pink, blue, green, white on top carbon forms. We got rid of all of that. Now we're on Starfish. We developed a protocol to keep all advising notes for first-year students in the Starfish student folder. And through that folder, deans, chairpersons, the faculty advisor that will be advising the student after the first year, they can all see exactly when students came to one of our first year advisors, what information was exchanged, and all the notes that were taken. It's all available through Starfish. So now, 10 years later, in 2016, from what we had in 2006, we have now a comprehensive model, I believe a true success model, for how to advise first-time freshmen from the summer all the way through to their first semester until they've earned 24 credits in good academic standing and ready to be successful in their major. And we learned from our turning points that we needed accountability. We needed tools and technology to help us have transparent record keeping. We needed communication. We broke down silos. The orientation was actually relocated from the office of the Counseling Center to the Office of Student Success and Retention. Because the more we began to work through this process, the more it showed us that we had more to change than just how we advise students. We needed to reorganize. We needed to restructure ourselves in a way that we could best deliver student services to our undergraduate students from matriculation to graduation. That's our turning point. We took 10 years, but we got it together, and now we have a true model of success for first-year advising at Morgan State University.
There's a place I go to when no one knows me. It's not lonely, it's a necessary thing. It's a place I made